Kochar, come in here on this, move by the government on Operation Sindoor. This is, of course, a new module that will be introduced very, very soon in textbooks. Do you believe this is a welcome move to take the military prowess, the lessons of such operations into curriculums, into classrooms of students?
Thank you, Uday. I will just like to actually give a dispassionate view to this. Operation Sindoor was not actually a war or an operation in which much can be learned in a 4-day episode. As you rightly said, we have to bring in the earlier wars also, because you see the each war, especially the Kargil one, where the great determination was very, very actually evident in the soldiering which we were actually doing there, and the uh, tales of valor of Captain Vikram Batra, Lieutenant Manoj, and all these war heroes we actually hear about. And yesterday we had the Kargil Divas also. So I think the scope has to be enlarged. That is your point number one. Point number two is that right from a very young age, this children have to be sensitized on understanding the sacrifice of the armed forces, because that is very important. For the last 7 years, I've been associated with the education sector. I've been a director of institute and things like that. And wherever I go and talk to the students, I find there is a lack of awareness of the armed forces. So I think to that extent, it will be a very welcome step. And slowly, as they graduate in their schools from their primary school, what should be the learning outcomes? Because whenever we start a process like this, we need to understand for the primary school, the learning outcomes are going to be different. For the secondary school, the learning outcomes are going to be different. So, for the primary schools, it has to be based on bravery, unity, teamwork, a love for the nation. And it should be in the form of short stories, simple maps which are very, very easy to understand, and it should not be personality based. No political intent actually must actually come out in these modules. And then when we actually go to the secondary or to the senior classes after class 8, ninth, and 10th, then it has to be based on case studies, debates, research projects. You see, we must find the right minds here from the school itself. For example, I'll give you drones. We are taking this, startups are actually doing a wonderful job. So in case these students by especially your class 9 and 10, they are wonderful minds to actually think of innovations, out of the box things. So I think to that extent it will be also very good. And my last point is about the pedagogical approach, how these things are required to be disseminated to the students in a very, very interesting manner, because already we are aware they are burdened with so much of material, and so much of information may actually given to them. And WhatsApp also accessible, social media is there. So the pedagogical approach, I would say, has to be very, very important. A teaching of the previous wars, the Battle of Panipat, everything is important, and it should be a form, and it should not be taught separately. It should form a part of your history curriculum. It should form a part of your civics curriculum, and it should form a part of your moral science. So once you integrate these subjects with this sort of a content, and I think it would go a long way. And my last point is that we have to start thinking of building a nation right from the young age, because I find that the armed forces is no longer an attractive profession. So I think from this step, we need to also graduate to making armed forces a very, very attractive your profession. We have to you improve the terms and conditions of the armed forces. We have to improve the image of the armed forces in the nation, and we have to give our soldier the respect in society. Because moment you do all these things, I think you'll be able to achieve a larger aim. Uday.
Okay, let me quickly, in fact,